All right, good morning, everybody. I'm your commentator, Alik Ba, here today at Duel at the Pool. We're getting ready for the national anthem. All right.
Y'all didn't realize that?
Just a reminder that the flag was held by Isabella Duffy Perkins. She is a senior four-year swimmer, and she is named to the All-American in-class team along with Lucien Michel, and he's a four-year senior captain. And then another senior here today is Avon Whitney. This is the ninth year of our swim team holding the Battle on the River game here today. And coaches for Hahnville High School are Elizabeth Perino, Amy Carletto, and DHS is Layla Hitchman, Chelsea Claymont, and Nicole Mathern. The national anthem was sung by Olivia Julian, and just a reminder that you are brought here today by Press Play Productions. We are a student-ran group. Here, we will host all the Battle on the River games, and we hope to see you at all of them. Please come out and watch us. All right, and we have teams getting ready to start up. All right, we have the women's open 200-yard medley relay. All right, now we're in the men's open 200-yard medley relay. And at the moment here, in lane 1 is Michael Luling. Lane 2, Whitney Avon. Now we have Destrehan here. All right. We're getting ready for the women's open 200-yard freestyle. Here we'll be starting off with Champagne Mixing. And the second lane here. The third lane we have Lily Botsman she's a senior from Destrehan. And Marlana DeVille, a junior from Destrehan, in the fourth lane. They're doing great here with Lily Botsman and in front. Starting to head back here. You know, as a swimmer, it requires a lot of focus and a lot of strength and stamina in order to swim. 200 yards is a couple of laps around the pool here. Going to take quite a minute to cover. Coming up is the men's open 200-yard freestyle. Lily Buchana is still ahead here. We can see as they start to slow down here. Started off strong. They're just finding their pace. The crowd's very loud and supportive here today. It's still quite early in the morning, and they all came out here to support their players. We're focused here on Mackenzie Champagne as he finishes up her lap. All right. And that'll be it for the women's open 200-yard freestyle. Coming in the boys. All right, in lane 2 we have Matthew McMillan, a freshman Hahnville High School student. In lane 3 we have Bryson Henry, a freshman Destrehan student. And in lane 4 we have Logan Bott, a Hahnville High School student. All right, they're starting off strong here. Seems to be really close here. Seems like we have Matthew McMillan being able to catch up here. All right, they're coming back for a second lap here. Seems like Matthew is speeding up on his straightaways. We have Logan Bott taking a lead here. Focus on the strength of the strokes, really being able to push past and make a quick lap around the pool. They seem to be slowing down, stamina running low. Logan Bott really speeding up here for this last couple of laps, as both Bryson Henry and Matthew McMillan catch up. They about finished this lap at the same time, starting up their next one. Coming up after this is the second heat for boys 200-yard freestyle. The crowd's getting excited here watching as Bryson Henry is able to take a lead. Bryson Henry finishes first here with both Matthew McMillan and Logan Bowe right behind. Next is the second heat of the boys 200-yard freestyle. We have in the second lane RJ Dees, who's a freshman Destrehan player. Aiden Bueller in lane 3. who's a senior Destrehan swimmer. Colin Battle, who's a Hahnville swimmer, and Caleb Crawford in lane 5, who's a senior Destrehan swimmer. All right, in lane 3, we seem to have a lead. That's Aiden Bueller, who is a senior here. Aiden seems to be starting off strong here with us at the beginning of our 200-yard freestyle. Not so far behind is Colin Battle. All right. And behind here we have lane 2. RJ. He's slowly catching up to lane 3 here. Or lane 4, who is Colin Battle. As Aiden Bueller is able to finish. All right, and that'll be it for the second heat of the boys 200-yard freestyle. Opening, we have both the woman open 200-yard, who is in the second lane, Leah Hitchman, and the boys at the same time, the open 200-yard, who is in fourth lane, Lawrence Landon, and Lawrence, and in lane 5 we have Connor Dickett. In lane 6 we have Alexander Bueller. Landon Lawrence is a senior Destrehan swimmer. Connor Dickett is a senior Destrehan swimmer. And Alexander Bueller is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. In lane 2 here we have Leah Hitchman, who's for the women's open 200-yard. She is a junior Destrehan swimmer here for us. The only one in her heat. For all 4 strokes, 50-yard each. Leah here doing great with her backstrokes. As for the boys open 200-yard, we have lane 5, Connor Dickett, who's in the lead. Connor Diggett still takes the lead here as Alexander Buller is right behind him. Going back, I believe this is the third lap here. Connor Diggett still in the lead. Connor Diggett finishes first here for the boys open 200 yard. Leah Hitzman finishes up her heat here as well. As everybody finishes up, coming up is the women open 50 yard freestyle. This is the shortest freestyle here that they offer. So it'll be a quick one tonight. And lane 1 will be Isabella Duffy Perkins. She's a Hahnville swimmer. In lane 2, we have Lila Keller, who is a junior Destrehan swimmer. In lane 3, we have Brooklyn Robin, who's a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. In lane 4, we have Kayla Rodriguez, who's a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. We are missing a lane 5, so we have lane 6, Isabella Rosa Gomez, who's a junior Destrehan swimmer. So far, we take lead here in lane 3, Brooklyn Robin. Yet again, just a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. And that'll be it here for the women's open 50-yard freestyle heat 1. Heat 2, in lane 1, we have Mariana Matila. She is a junior Destrehan swimmer. In lane 2, we have Rylan Cousins, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 3, we have Amila Nakan, who is a junior Destrehan swimmer. In lane 4, we have Cody Cancela, who's a senior Destrehan swimmer. In lane 5, we have Leah Carter, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 6, we have Stevie Lynn Duhe, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. All right, lane 3 takes lead yet again. That is Amelia Nakan. You have lane 2 right behind her. All right, and that'll be it for the second heat of the women's 50-yard freestyle. All right, now we have the men's 50-yard freestyle. In heat 1, we have lane 2, Elliot Savoy. Lane 3, we have Cole Hawkins. And in lane 4, we have James. And in lane 4, we have James Chauvin, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. Lane 3, we have Cole Hawkins, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 2, we have Elliot Salvon, who is a Hahnville high school swimmer. All right, in the lead, we have James Chauvin, who I believe will be finishing up the heat here. All right, And leading into Heat 2, we have lane 1, Leo Acosta, who's a freshman Destrehan swimmer. In lane 2, we have Bryson Henry, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. And lane 3, we have Kane Murray, who is also a freshman Destrehan swimmer. In lane 4, we have Jacob Wagner, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. In lane 5, we have Logan Barr, who is a Hahnville Destrehan swimmer, or Hahnville swimmer. In lane 6, we have Benjamin Hernandez, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. All right, in the lead is lane 3 by a large lead here. Kane Murray, who's doing great to keep that lead, finishing up their lap. All right, we'll be leading into Heat 3 quickly here. In lane 1, we have Lucien Michel, who is a senior high school swimmer, Hahnville swimmer. In lane 2, we have Owen Lasseray, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. In lane 3, we have Joshua Culver, who is a senior Destrehan swimmer. In lane 4, we have Avner Whitney, who is a senior Hahnville swimmer. In lane 5, we have Braden Madre, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. In lane 6, we have Andre Pitchford, who is a Hahnville swimmer. All right, in the lead, we have lane 3, who seems to keep the lead here, Joshua Culver. As he finishes up the lap here, that'll be it for the boys 50-yard freestyle. We'll be going into a break here. Just a reminder that you're joined here by Press Play Productions, here for all the rivalry games. We also have the volleyball game coming up Tuesday night. If you want to watch all the rivalry games, come there at 6 o'clock. We'll be starting our live stream. And if you also want to watch our football games, we have the biggest game on the river. That's the Hahnville versus Destrehan football game. And on top of that, we have Pink Links. Just a reminder that we have Pink Links here for both West Bank and East Bank. On your screen here, you have 2 QR codes. On your left will be West Bank, on your right, East Bank. These Pink Links support breast cancer research. Make sure to come out and support. Raffles will be pulled on the 31st, which is the Hahnville versus Destrehan rivalry game. Make sure to support that. We have a break here at the moment. We'll be right back. All right, and here we got the women's open 100-yard butterfly. In lane one, we have Lila Keller, who is a junior Destrehan swimmer. We have Leah Hitzman, who is a junior Destrehan swimmer. Jordan Robin in lane three here, a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. In lane four, we have Mackenzie Ortiz, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. And in lane five, Taylor Walsh, who is a Hahnville swimmer.
Do you have the list that was shown?
All right. So for this break, we're getting ready to announce the seniors here. All right, here we have Isabella Duffy Perkins with Miss Bush. Next, we have Lucien Miso with Miss Crochet. And next, we have Avon Whitney with Coach Perino. And that's it for Hahnville High School. All right, clap for them. They did great here for their 4 years as senior swimmers here. All right, next up is Destrehan. Okay, first we have Connor Diggett with Mr. Choskler. Next we have Aiden Bular here with Mrs. Hargis. All right, next is Joshua Culver with Mrs. Ramirez. Next up is Cody Kinsella with Mr. McGovern. And next is Landon Lawrence with Mrs. Rivas. After that is Mickney Kidder with Miss McVigner. After that is Mason Tankersley with Mrs. Sanchez. We have Lily Buchana with Mr. Yonden. And then Jackson Fletcher with Mr. Williams. Lastly, Caleb Crawford with Mr. Powell. Let's clap for these seniors here. They did a great job swimming. Good job to these Destrehan seniors here.
Hey, everybody, scoot down just a little bit. Let Miss Fitzgerald try to get the whole group in.
All right. Any Destrehan fans, get your pictures now while they're on your screen. All right, and that'll be it for the Destrehan seniors.
Start again at 7. That gives everybody transition time. You know that, Mikey.
Hey, look, I figured it'd be important.
Hi, how are you? Good. Excited to be here? It's pub crawl day. Well, I'm so sorry. It's pub crawl day. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up just a little bit. Oh, I thought you were on Thomas. Oops. Well,
Huh? You getting good angles on me?
All right. Another reminder here that we have pink links. Um, we have a competition here for both the West Bank and East Bank side. Currently, at the moment, West Bank does lead. Make sure to, donate to your side, get that lead up wherever you want it to be. And on this upcoming Friday, we have the rivalry game, football, Hahnville Tigers versus the Destrehan Wildcats will be hosting a raffle, and that will be decided that night. Support breast cancer. All right, we have the women's 100-yard butterflies.
You have to move whenever I go in there.
In lane 3, we're starting off with a lead. Jordan Robin. Continuing that lead here. Great push. Right behind her is lane 2. That's Leah Hitzman. All right, last lap here. Jordan Robin being quick to continue, staying first, coming back to finish the lap. This would be a quick finish for her. 100-yard butterflies. Jordan Robin doing great. That finishes for her. In lane 2, we have Leah Hitzman, fifth and second. All right, coming up, we have the men's open 100-yard butterfly. And in the second lane here, we'll have Andrew Pitchford, who is a Hahnville swimmer. And in the third lane, we'll have Jude Punch, who is a senior Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 4, we have Owen Lazare, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer.
But it's okay. At least you got a little bit.
This upcoming 100-yard butterfly will be quick. It'll be powerful. All right, so we just have Jude Punch, who's in first, and Owen Lazare right behind. Finishing with great times here. Going back in for a second lap. All right, coming in for the finish here. Jude Punch keeping a great record for himself here. Great times. All right, and that finishes up for the boys 100-yard butterflies. Next is the women's open 100-yard freestyle. Coming in our second lane is Isabella Rosa Gomez, who is a junior Destrehan swimmer. In third lane, we have Carmela Berthorn, who is a Hahnville swimmer. In lane 4, we have Maggie Keller, who is a Hahnville swimmer. All right, starting off here, we have our lane 4, Maggie Keller, who's doing great, starting off strong. With Isabella Rosa Gomez right behind. All right, coming in for the second lap. This will be finishing the 100-yard freestyle. Halfway there. Maggie Keller finishing strong with great time. All right, Maggie Keller finishes here. And then right behind her is Isabella Rosa Gomez. All right, leading into the second heat of the 100-yard freestyle is Brooklyn Robin in lane 1, who's a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. In lane 2, we have Violet Bordes, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. In lane 3, we have Lily Buchana, who's a senior Destrehan swimmer. Cody Cancella, senior Destrehan swimmer. Lane 5, we have Stevie Lynn Duel, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 6, we have Mariana Attila, who is a junior Destrehan swimmer. All right, they're doing great starting off on their second lap here. It seems to be tied here for lane 3 and 4. Lily Buchana and Cody Cancella. They're coming in to finish their lap. It's very close. They're both going to have great times. It seems that lane 3 will be taking the lead, Lily Buchana. Lily Buchana is a senior Destrehan swimmer here with a great time, finishing just behind them, both Violet Bordes and Cody Cancella. And that'll be it for the second heat of the women's 100-yard freestyle. Opening the 100-yard freestyle for the boys. In lane 2, you'll have Elliot Savoy. He's a Hahnville swimmer. In lane 3, we have James Chalvin, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 4, we have Cole Hawkins, who's a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. All right, leading here in lane 3, we have James, who's a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. They're coming in for their second lap here, halfway through. They're doing great. Right behind them is Elliot Savoy in lane 2. All right, turning back here, finishing up this 100-yard freestyle will be James in lane 3. And that'll be it. Elliot right behind him, finishing the 100-yard freestyle. All right, leading into the next one, we have the second heat of the men 100-yard freestyle. In lane 1, we'll have Jace Troxler, who is a Hahnville swimmer. In lane 2, we have Jacob Wagner, who is a sophomore Destrehan swimmer. In lane 3, we have Landon Lawrence, who is a senior Destrehan swimmer. In lane 4, we have Matthew McMillan, who is a freshman Hahnville swimmer. In lane 5, we have Leo Acosta, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 6, we have Ryan O, who is a Hahnville swimmer. All right, starting off here, we have a lead in lane 2, nearly tied with lane 3. Lane 2 is Jacob Wagner, who keeps the lead going into their second lap. If he continues strong here, he might be able to continue that lead with a great time. But it seems like it's neck and neck here between Jacob Wagner and Landon Lawrence. Finishing up here for the boys 100-yard freestyle, second heat. We'll be going into the third heat shortly. This lead is close here. But it seems like they finished here at a tie. I cannot tell. Okay, I just heard that it was Landon Lawrence that finished first. And it was a close tie here between Landon Lawrence and Jacob Wagner. Leading into Heat 3 is Caleb Crawford. They're a senior Destrehan swimmer. RJ Diaz, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. In lane 3, we have Mickey Kidder, who is a senior Destrehan swimmer. In lane 4, we have Mason Tankersley, who is a senior Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 5, we have Jackson Fletcher, who's a senior Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 6, we have Kane Murray, who's a freshman Destrehan swimmer. All right, in the lead is lane 3, Mickey Kidder, who starts off really strong. Right behind him is lane 4, Mason Tankersley. Mickey Kidder keeps a strong lead here, finishing up his lap. And this seems to be a quick one, being great swimmers out here today. And that'll be it with Mickey Kidder finishing the 100-yard freestyle first. Leading into the next one, it's going to be a long one. It's the open 500-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we're going to be starting with McKinley Mitchell. In lane 3, we're going to have Carmine Cancella. And in lane 4, we have Marlana DeVille. In lane 5, we have Isabella Duffy Perkins. All right, starting off strong in lane 3 here is Carmine Cancella. This is going to be a long one, so there's going to be a lot of endurance required for the 500-yard freestyle. Going back, finishing a 50. We're about 150 meters in with our third lane. Carmine Cancella keeping a great lead here. Starting off strong. Let's see if she can keep this pace. She has a great pace at the moment. She's moving fast. Staying swift and fluid here is going to matter a lot for these really long endurance runs. All right, keeping a great lead here, really far in front. Seeing this on the times, Carmine Cancella with a 6-minute, 18-second, 500-yard freestyle. That is a great time. Here for the women's 500-yard freestyle. She's keeping up her pace. She's continuing to hold a great lead. She is only a freshman Destrehan swimmer here. She's a great swimmer for her time. And in the second lane is a junior Hahnville High School swimmer, McKinley Mitchell. In lane 4, we have a junior Destrehan swimmer, Marlana DeVille. And in lane 5, Isabella Duffy Perkins, who's with Hahnville. She is a senior here tonight. Isabella Duffy Perkins has been swimming for 4 years with Hahnville. And I believe finishing here swiftly is Carmine Cancella. Should be coming up on her finish soon. Really slowing her pace, but having to swim so much is really an endurance. Being able to take it slow and know what you're capable of matters a lot, especially with swimming. Keeping up, though, not stopping, is Carmine Cancella coming up. On, I believe, her 5th lap around the pool. her 10th lap around the pool. Swimming so much is not easy, as I've stressed. It requires a lot of muscle, a lot of movement and motion. Seems like Carmine Cancelo, keeping up her pace, has been able to gain a couple of laps on some of the swimmers here. Coming back. You know, being able to keep a lead while swimming matters so much because it is all about pace. Being able to make perfect form while swimming to maintain efficiency and a great swimming pace to keep that lead. All right, Carmela with a 17 lap. Carmine Cancela has done great here today. She'll be finishing up the 500-yard freestyle soon.
Their names are on there.
And seems like she's coming back. Will she be able to finish strong? All right. Last lap here. All right, and that'll be it for Carmine Cancela. That was a great display of just great form, great speed, and great pace. All right, coming up will be the boys' 500-yard freestyle. Continuing on for a long swimming session here. In second lane, we'll have Benjamin Hernandez, who is a freshman Destrehan swimmer. In lane 3, we have Aiden Buller, who is a senior Destrehan swimmer. And in lane 4, we have Lucien Michel, who's a senior Hahnville swimmer. Aiden Buller seems to have a time of 6 minutes, 19 seconds. Seems like he might have a great time here for the 500-yard freestyle. Still finishing up the women's open 500-yard freestyle.
Okay, hold on. You know that. I don't like how.
With so many laps to take around the pool, it's really exhausting. So seeing these players be able to do that, you know, I know it requires a lot of practice in order to get to this point. staying strong, keeping up that form really matters here. Being able to continue to swim, make it through the pool as quickly as possible. Finishing up in lane 5, Isabella Duffy Perkins, senior Hahnville High School swimmer. All right, and that'll be it for the open 500 yards freestyle. And that's a display of our cheer team. Our spirit team tends to come out to our games, especially on rivalry games like this. It's a really big game that really matters between the community. Everybody's really looking forward to these games. It's a great crowd out here. Seeing the pool so full means a lot. All right, we're starting off with the boys, 500 yards freestyle. Pay attention to the form here. Aiden Buller's going to be starting us off real quick in a great lead. Aiden Buller being a senior Destrehan swimmer. He has a lot of experience here. You can see that in the pace that he's keeping here. Great strokes here, long strides. Aiden Buller reaching his 5th lap here. Right after this 500-yard freestyle, we'll be having a break and then leading into the woman open 200-yard freestyle relay. Be excited for that. All right, in lane 2 here, finishing up his 7th lap is Benjamin Armendez, freshman Destrehan student. Aiden Buller seems to still be keeping a great pace, slowing down just a bit. Just at the top of your screen, you'll see pink links. Just a reminder to go for those QR codes, donate to breast cancer research. Aiden Buller coming up on his 11th lap. He's doing strong beat, getting halfway through here, or a little bit more than halfway through. Seems he's kept the same pace for the last 4 laps. Great form, keeping those long strokes, being able to keep up his speed. A lot of kicking. He's on his 13th lap. Aiden Buller's doing great, along with all the other players. In lane 4, you have Luling Mimosa. He's on his 11th lap. Aiden Buller coming for his 15th lap. He's about a third of the way through. He needs to finish up that one, the last bit. Being able to see that red sign, just finishing, pushing strong to make it through. Aiden Buller, 17th, coming up on his 17th lap here. Coming up on his, I believe, 19th lap, just before finish. Benjamin Hernandez finishing his 16th lap. Aiden Buller going for the finish. He's going strong. You can really see how much he's pushing himself to finish here. Great form, staying on top of the water and finishing here. Aiden Buller finishes first. We still have both Luling Mimosa and Benjamin Hernandez. Benjamin Hernandez coming up on his 18th lap. Luling Mimosa not far behind. All right, coming up for a finish here. Luling and Benjamin both on their last laps here. They're on lap 19th, coming up on 20. They're looking to finish strong, going fast, challenging each other. This is exactly the type of competition you want to see at rivalry games. Here with Luling Mimosa finishing first, right before Benjamin Hernandez. All right, we'll have a break here for a moment.
Press Play Productions will be right back.
right, it seems like we're kicking back in for the women's open 200-yard freestyle relay. All right, for Hahnville, we have seemingly Mackenzie Champagne. Mackenzie Champagne in second lane. Third, we have Kaylin Rodriguez. And in fourth lane, we have Maggie Keller. All right, taking the lead here in the third lane. Staying quick. And that'll be finishing the 200-yard freestyle relay. All right, leading into the next one is the men's open 200-yard freestyle relay. All right. Here in lane 2, we have Fletcher Jackson. And in lane 3, okay, so for all the participants for Destrehan Swim Cats, we have Fletcher Jackson, he's a senior. And we have Braden Madre, he's a freshman. We have Aiden Buller, who's a senior, and Connor Dickett, who's also a senior. We also have Mickey Kidder, who's a senior. Mason Tinkersley, he's a senior here. And Owen Lazare, who's a sophomore. Lastly, Joshua Culver, who's a senior for the Destrehan Swim Cats. All right, Hahnville, who's in the 200-yard freestyle relay. We have Colin Battle, who is for Hahnville. Andrew Pitchford, Lucian Michel, who's a senior, and Aiden Whitney, who's a senior. All right. we're getting ready for the women's open 100-yard backstrokes. Here in lane 2, we have Mackenzie Sampagne. And in lane 3, we have Kaylin Rodriguez. And in lane 4, we have Maggie Keller. All right, we have lane 3 leading here. That's Kaylin Rodriguez. Really knowing how many strokes you need before you reach that end matters a lot. You don't want to mess up your form, end up hitting the edge. That could lead to a loss of time. All right, they'll be going for a second 2 laps here. Kaylin Rodriguez leading still. Right behind her, Maggie Keller. Finishing up here, Kaylin Rodriguez. She's going to want to finish strong to allow that lead and a great time. Coming up after this is the second heat. Rylan Cousins, who's going to be in the second lane. Jordan Robin, who's going to be in the third lane. Amelia Nakhan, who will be in the fourth lane. McKinley Mitchell, who will be in the fifth lane. Riley Cousins is a freshman Destrehan student. Jordan Robin is a sophomore Destrehan student. Amelia Nakhan is a junior Destrehan student. And McKinley Mitchell is a junior Hahnville student. Again, you want to continue on strong here. For this 100-yard relay, you want to really start off strong in the lead so it'll be easier to keep that pace ahead of others. All right, finishing up the first lap. Going on to the second on the way back. Seems like our fourth lane here. Amelia Nakhan is being tied with Jordan Robin. Finishing the second lap, going into the third. Still tied, it's neck and neck here. We'll be finishing up close. All right, this is the last lap. Finishing up nearly there. Seems like we have Jordan Robin taking the lead and finishing first, with Amelia Nakhan right behind her. All right, leading next is the open 100-yard backstroke for the men. In the first lane, we'll have Jace Troxler. He's a Hahnville student. In second lane, we have Jackson Fletcher. He's a senior Destrehan student. In third lane, we have Mason Tinkersley, who is a senior Destrehan student. In the fourth lane, we have Joshua Culver, who is a senior Destrehan student. In the fifth lane, we have Alexander Buller, who is a freshman Destrehan student. And in sixth lane, we have Ryan Au, who is a Hahnville student. All right, staying in the lead is lane 3 here. That is Mason Tinkersley, who has great time on paper as well. All right.
Come on.
Finishing up here. Both Jackson Fletcher and Mason Tinkersley being close, but it seems like Jackson will be taking, or Mason will be taking the finish here, and Joshua Culver finishing next. All right, leading up next is the women's 100-yard backstroke, breaststroke. This one will require a lot of power. In the second lane, it'll be Violet Bordas, who is a sophomore Destrehan student. In the third lane, it'll be Carmine Kinsella, who's a freshman Destrehan student. In lane 4, it'll be Mackenzie Ortez, who is a freshman Destrehan student. In lane 5, it'll be Leah Carter, who is a freshman Destrehan student. All right. Starting at the sound of the horn, we got our breaststrokes here. In head on, you want to make sure you have the right time in and out of water. With our lane 3, Carmine Kinsella keeping a great pace. You know, every time you go to a competition, you really want to pull everything out, see if you could get a personal PR or personal record. Pulling everything out with a great time here. Coming in for the finish. Last lap here for Carmine Kinsella. Nearly finished. Coming to a close. Carmine Kinsella finishing with a great time here. Keeping to her personal record of 1 minute and 17 seconds. Showing that she has a great time on paper as well as during practice. All right. After that, next is the men's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1, we have Avon Whitney, senior Hahnville High School student. In second lane, we have Jude Punch, senior Destrehan student. In lane 3, we have Mickey Kidder, who's a senior Destrehan student. And in lane 4, we have Connor Dickett, who is a senior Destrehan student. In lane 5, we have Bryden Matter, who is a freshman Destrehan student. And lane 6, we have Colin Batter, who is a Hahnville student. All right, first off, leading here by a little bit is Mickey Kidder. Seems to be neck and neck with Jude Punch, who got a good kick off the wall. They're going in for a second lap here. Finishing up halfway. All right. Mickey Kidder opens up a bit of a lead. But as we've seen in the past, you have a good kick here by Jude Punch, who stays ahead. And that'll be it with Jude Punch finishing first, Mickey Kidder second. All right, that'll be it for the boys 100-yard breaststroke. Next, we'll be going on to the women's open 400-yard freestyle relay. This will be a long relay. Everybody participating in the relay here will be Hahnville's Isabella Duffy Perkins, Maggie Keller, Carmela Berthorn, who's actually out at the moment, Taylor Walsh, and for Destrehan, we have Lily Buchana, Marlana DeVille, Mariana Matila, Carmine Kinsella, and for the second relay, we have the Leah Carter, Stephen Lynn Dewey, Brooklyn Robin, Rylan Cousins, and that'll be it. Let's see how they do. Opening up, Destrehan leads has a great lead, finishing the first lap. On to the second lap here. Moving in fast. These are some really long relays, a little bit shorter than the 500, but 400 is still a lot of distance to cover. All right, leading on to the fourth lap here. All right, fifth lap. We're heading back here in lane 3. Doing great, really focusing on her speed. Finishing lane 6 here, lap 6. Lane 2 finishing up her lap. On to lap 7 for lane 3. Got to make sure you keep up with some of these swimmers. They're moving really fast here in the water. You pay attention and another lane might miss the lap. All right, that's finishing lap 8. On to 9. Halfway through lap 9 for third lane. And that's it. That's 10 laps here. All right, second lane. Going in for the finish. We have more jumping into the relay. Continuing for the finish here. Starting off strong yet again. Finishing their laps around the pool. Seems that like Destrehan is keeping a strong lead here, and especially in lane 3. With their players in lane 3 finishing up fast. All right, coming back here for lane 2. Finishing up the 400-meter women's freestyle relay is the men's 400-yard freestyle relay. So for the men's, here the teams will be for Destrehan, Owen Lasser, Connor Dickett, Aiden Buller, and Jude Punch. Additionally, we have Caleb Crawford, Alexander Buller, Kane Murray, RJ Dees. And for Hahnville, we have Logan Bott, Ryan O, Trace Troxler, and Matthew McMillan. All right, that's it for the women's 400. Getting ready for the boys 400 freestyle relay. All right, starting off strong in lane 2. Hahnville taking a lead. Sorry, Destrehan taking the lead. All right, continuing this lead here in lane 2, watch out. Coming back, he'll be swapping out for a relay. Passing it over to someone else. All right, in lane 3, right behind. Lane 2 moving fast. Lane 2 coming in for the finish here before their next relay. Lane 3 doing the same. All right, we have another person jumping in for lane 2. He wants to keep that pace up for lane 2. He's very strong, moving quick. Already coming back. Here finishing up his second lap in lane 2. Lane 3 coming back as well. Lane 2 keeping a strong lead. with Destrehan. Pushing back to finish his lap. The next swimmer from lane 2. Great dive. This one seems to be coming in for a finish. He's moving fast. That's exactly the fluidity and formation that you would want to see from a swimmer. With a great kick as well, starting him off halfway through. Finishing up his second lap already in lane 2. Pushing off. Coming up on his third lap. Finishing up his third lap, going on to his fourth. Destrehan is doing great out here today. And that's it for lane 2. Lane 3 coming, finishing strong. With lane 4 jumping right out. Lane 2 finishes up. All right. We're coming to a close here. This being the last of the races. We're watching as Hahnville does great. Keeping great form, good speed to bring this game to a close here. This shows a rivalry between Destrehan and Hahnville. Both have great players that are able to perform and show their skills out here today. And that'll be it for the boys 400-yard freestyle relay. Thank y'all everyone so much for coming out to watch. Just a reminder that if you want to come out to watch our next rivalry game at the West Bank and East Bank, here we have our pink links. Remember to donate for breast cancer research. We will be revealing our raffle on the 31st. Make sure to watch that game if you're donating. All right. Reminder that this is brought to you by Press Play Productions. It's a media crew ran by students, brought to you by the Satellite Center. Please watch us on YouTube, Instagram, and X. I hope to see y'all at the football game on the 31st. That'll be all for today.